Alright, what's going on, you guys? Real Madrid Hub, welcome everybody, good morning. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today I would like to speak about three different and interesting news that I have for you all, guys, and it's about Luka Jovic, Rainier, and also Jules Koundé, the big star last night against FC Barcelona. Man, what amazing player. He did a great job last night. According to the newspapers today, every single team in the world wants to sign to Jules Koundé for the next season today. I mean, he's been on the list of several different, teams in Europe like PSG, Manchester City, and also Real Madrid. But after the performance last night, now apparently everybody goes crazy in order to sign to Jules Koundé for the next season. But let me push this story for the last one, and let me get started with the story that I have for about Luka Jovic. Okay, this is very interesting news. Today, according to Republic, it's a newspaper in Serbia, they claim that it's going to be a super funny story. Okay, Andres Silva, you probably don't know who is Andres Silva. Andres Silva is the center forward of Eintracht de Frankfurt, right? And right now he's ahead of Luka Jovic. I mean, he's playing in the starting 11 every single weekend. Actually, the other day in the press conference, Adi Hutter, the coach of Eintracht de Frankfurt, said, he was kind of tired that all the journalists asking him all the time about why are not you using to Luka Jovic instead of Andres Silva. But the thing is, Andres Silva, and he replied like, okay guys, I'm the coach, I'm gonna put to whoever I consider I have to put on the starting 11, so don't ask me more questions in that way. So he was really sick and tired of that. But let me tell you something, Andres Silva has scored so far 17 goals just in the Bundesliga, okay? 18 goals in the whole season. So he's a very good player. He's doing a fantastic job in Eintracht de Frankfurt, and apparently Atletico de Madrid wants to sign to this guy for the next season. So if Atletico de Madrid signs to Andres Silva for the next season, they would pay kind of 35 million euros, right? So if they pay that money, if they pay such an amount of money, 35 million euros, that money, Eintracht de Frankfurt could redirect that money to Real Madrid in order to sign to Luka Jovic. And that is the point of the news in Republic today. Republic is a Serbian newspaper, that's why, because Luka Jovic is also Serbian, and that's why they wanted to stress out or highlight this news, because if Eintracht de Frankfurt gets that money, they could use that money in order to sign to Luka Jovic for the next season, which is good because from a Real Madrid perspective, every single euro, every single million you can get right now, it's very good, because from a financial standpoint, we are struggling right now. So if we get more money, that's going to be great, right? But let me tell you something. Couple questions here. Number one, if Eintracht de Frankfurt gets that money, the first question it comes to my mind, okay, are we still counting on Luka Jovic for the next year? That is the question. Does he have any chance still to play in Real Madrid in the future? Okay, the answer is pretty simple. It really depends if we still have to Zinedine Zidane in the bench, or if we change to another different coach like Raul Gonzalez and Julian Nagelsmann. So it really depends if we have, it really depends of the coach. Everything will rely upon the coach. If we have to Raul Gonzalez or Julian Nagelsmann, I would say the answer is yes. He still has chances to play in Real Madrid. If, on the other hand, Zinedine Zidane stays in Real Madrid, I would say that he won't have so many chances to play in Real Madrid in the near future. But neither Luka Jovic nor any other of the loanees that are right now playing for the different teams. So the question number one really depends on the coach we have for the next year. And question number two, and this question is for Luka Jovic. Okay, if Eintracht de Frankfurt finally gets the money in order to sign to you, you may answer this question. Where do you want to be over the next 4 to 5 years? Do you want to keep playing for Eintracht de Frankfurt, which is not even in the top 5 teams in Germany? Or on the other hand, you want to try to come back to Real Madrid in order to fight for a spot in the starting 11? My question is for Luka Jovic because he might answer that question. Maybe it's the most important and the most difficult question to answer, but the thing is, okay, you're so happy now in Eintracht de Frankfurt, that's okay, that's fine. Now you're playing, you are getting the minutes you didn't have in Real Madrid, which is good. But what about your future, man? Are you gonna stay for like 4 to 5 or 6 years in Eintracht de Frankfurt, competing just maybe for the Europe League or something, and not competing for the Champions? Is that what you want for your future? I don't think so. So to me, even if Eintracht gets the money, I would think twice before to say yes or no. And I would think, if I were Luka Jovic, I would think it twice or 3 times or how many times needed, because it's not an easy decision, and I know that now he's probably more happy here in Eintracht de Frankfurt. But when it comes to the future, I don't think that Eintracht is the final goal of Luka Jovic in his career. To me, his goal is keep playing for Real Madrid and actually try to get back and try to fight for a spot in the starting 11. So that is my thinking. I don't know what is Luka Jovic thinking about that, but I would say that he might be close to my thought or something like that. I don't know. So now let's move on with the second story for you guys. I have for you guys is about Reinier. Okay, Reinier, as you probably know, he's been playing on loan in Borussia Dortmund since the beginning of the season, but unfortunately he doesn't have played so far all the time he would have won, just in case or under normal circumstances. I mean, he just played so far like 150 minutes, which is very few, and it's very poor. It's a very poor number from a Real Madrid perspective, because the goal of this loanees policy is basically they have the time and the minutes they don't have or they can't play in Real Madrid. But every time you give on loan to a player and then that player can't play or is not or is never in the starting 11 or something like that, it's a failure. Not only for the player but for Real Madrid too, because you are supposed to play in the other team all the time you are not playing in Real Madrid. So that is the thing. That is the same situation or the same case that it was in Takekubo in Villarreal, and finally we cancel that loan and we bring him back in order to redirect to the player to Getafe. And now, I mean, in Christmas, it was about to be the same with Reinier. We were about to cancel the loan in order to put him in another team, but finally he took a very mature decision and he finally decided to stay in Borussia Dortmund and fight for a spot in the German team. On the other hand, Michael Sorg, the sports director, he said that they were not going to rip out the agreement they had with Real Madrid, and they actually were going to count on Reinier for the next season. I mean, there have been a lot of changes in Borussia Dortmund. For example, Fabre is no longer the coach of Borussia Dortmund, as you probably know. Now it's Terzic, and Terzic 2 days ago he said that Reinier was going to have, as of now, he is going to have more minutes in Borussia Dortmund, because he's been playing. I mean, he's been training so hard, and I think that he thinks that he really deserves to have more money, to have more minutes. More money too, to have more minutes in Borussia Dortmund as well. So I think it's going to be better in the future for Reinier. But the problem for Real Madrid is, as a result of these absences of Reinier in the starting 11 and these poor minutes he played so far, his transfer market price has dropped dramatically. Actually, we signed to Rainier for 30 million euros, and right now his net worth it's about 18 million euros, which is so bad because it reflects very good and perfectly how the low-knee policy of Real Madrid is failing all over. It's not only Rainier, it's also Take Kubo, it's also Odegaard, it's also Ceballos is so so to me we have to be more careful the next time we give on loan a player who we already signed and pay a lot of money for. You know what I'm saying? If you are going to sign a player from a different country, a different continent, a different league, or whatever it is, you have to be careful because the money you are paying for the player might be more than double if he goes to another team and finally he devaluates his price over the time. You know that point? So to me it's really sad. Hopefully he has more chances as of today to play in Borussia Dortmund, so he can stock and play a little bit more and all the stuff. But for now we are losing. We are the losers. Real Madrid is losing because this this player and his value is dropping dramatically. So let's see what happens. But now let's move on and let's finish with the last news that I have for you guys, and it's very interesting. It's about, like I said in the beginning of the video, Jules Koundé. Okay, does Real Madrid have any single chance to sign to Jules Koundé? Okay, let me reply to you. The answer is yes. We have chances to sign to Jules Koundé for the next season. It was more in the last summer than today, but still today we have an asset we could use in order to sign to Jules Koundé for the next season, which is Isco Alarcón. As you probably know, Isco Alarcón will no longer play for Real Madrid as of the next season. But the thing is, the chances for Isco Alarcón are basically to go and play in Sevilla, where is training Julian Lopetegui. Julian Lopetegui is not only friend of Isco Alarcón, but when he was training to Real Madrid 2 years ago, one of his favorite players was Isco Alarcón. So now the rumors that people are spreading out are saying that Isco Alarcón might finish his career in Sevilla. So that way, if we can use to Isco Alarcón in order to sign to Jules Koundé, in that operation we could lower the price of Jules Koundé, which is around 50 to 55 million. Actually, they are claiming that PSG and Manchester City would be willing to pay 50 to 50 millions for signing to Jules Koundé. But in our case, we cannot spend that money, but we have to Isco Alarcón. So if we can use and utilize to Isco Alarcón in that, in that deal, in that trade, we could lower the price almost the 50% of that. So we can use it. I mean, and we can do it, and we can go ahead and try it. The only problem, on the other hand, is if we already have a kind of pre-agreement or pre-contract with David Alaba, now the chances to sign to Jules Koundé, to me, drop dramatically. I mean, I don't think, if you already have to Militao, Nacho Fernandez, Rafa Varane, and Ferland Mendy, Marcelo, and all the stuff, the chances to sign another center back, and it doesn't matter that he is one of the best center backs in the world, I don't think that there are many chances in order to sign him, because there makes no sense. I mean, if you already have an agreement for Alaba, that's okay. I mean, you chose Alaba, so let's go ahead with Alaba. That's it. Last summer, before to get any agreement with Alaba, we were about to sign to Jules Koundé. But finally we didn't go through, we didn't go ahead with that, and finally now Jules Koundé will be signed probably the next year for another super big team, if we already have an agreement for David Alaba. If we don't, then I would say that we could go ahead and yes, let's try to sign this guy for the next year. Let's try to utilize to Isco Alarcón in that deal. But I don't know, man. He's a very good player, and if you saw the games yesterday against FC Barcelona, it was incredible how he grabbed the ball in his own box and then carried the ball, slaloming and dribbling a couple players of FC Barcelona all the way to the goal of FC Barcelona, and finally scoring. And it was not only the goal, man. It was the leader. I mean, he stole the show completely. He was the big star last night, and he was also the best player in the defense. I mean, it was not only that he scored one goal. In the defense, man, he was incredible. He was blocking and denying any single attack from FC Barcelona, which is great. So he's a very good player, but honestly, I can't tell you if we have so many chances to sign him for the next year. And the only thing is, because if we already have something with Alaba, I don't think that we are going to pay 30 or 25 million more for Jules Koundé, but that's okay. Okay, now let me know your thoughts about that. Just comment in the section below, and of course subscribe to this channel, Real Madrid Hub.